Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. This is the review from Week 6. Again, the Commish is not with us, so I've had a guy who's been able to fill in before, Dan Chapman from the Knoll Division Leader Soldier Team. Anyway, Dan, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks, Doug.
And interesting stat about last week's game with the divisions. You had mentioned this off air. What was going on with the Knoll? You mentioned something about the Knoll division with their points.
Well, I thought it was impressive that all four Knoll Division teams, I'm sure McLaughlin has a stat for this, the last time all four Knoll Division teams scored over 100 points, but only unfortunately finished 2-2. I thought that was telling of our division as a whole.
The Knoll Division did go 2-2. The Schuler went 3-1, and the Lombardi went 1-3. And there's a lot of talk that the Lombardi is the new Knoll.
I don't like it the new Knoll. But they are their own pathetic division.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad there, and we haven't heard from Sass in years.
Yeah, I mean he's out on a trail somewhere.
I mean, he ate his first steamer, and rumor has it he choked on it. Maybe that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
Regardless, first game we're going to review is Jockey versus Bean. Bean was able to pull out the victory, and it really started off pretty bad for Jockey with Mark Clayton going out for the year with a pretty bum leg.
Yeah, it's the summary of his season, really. Yeah. I mean, he's had a rough time trying to get his team going.
Matt Schaub having 1 point.
Yeah.
But on Bean's side of things, it's not too often that Peyton Manning scores 8 and you're still able to win.
Yeah, I mean, you're expecting Peyton Manning to throw for 300
That's
yards.
what you're hoping for every time he goes out on the field. Regardless, though, Bean is able to pull it off, and we move to Sass and Soldier. Just a pure beating here, enough to give Sass the old steamer. How many points did you have last week?
Oh, 117 or something like that.
And we did a poll earlier talking about how much your team is probably the most feared as far as the starting lineup. Does that make you nervous that there's a lot of pressure riding on you now?
No, I like it. I mean, it's what you want, right? You want to be the best team. I mean, anytime you can roll Adrian Peterson out and have Ladanian play the way he's playing. I mean, he played awesome against a good front.
Yeah. I mean, you had Orton, LT, AP, Austin. Miller. My only question was, what were you hoping out of the St. Louis defense?
They played. They're averaging like 8 points a game or something like that. But yeah, I did not.
Because you could have been up to 120 points. I think didn't they get -3?
Yeah, negative a lot.
That was a terrible decision.
But who would have thought the Lions would have scored 44?
Not me. Anyway, we move to the Battle of the Boykies, and always an epic battle in which the mom and dad have to pick a side. And rumor has it Dave and Tree were pulling for DJ this time, and we're disappointed. Anyway, DJ has Krabs finally show up. Usually people don't want Krabs, but he did. And he was able to get Krabs show up. And Rogers got hurt. How is that going to affect his season going forward?
Yeah, I don't know what he's got in his on his bench there. But, you don't want Rogers to be out more than a game. We'll see how Cutler comes back from his concussion.
But he's also got Calvin Johnson out. So it's kind of a good thing that he made these trades to try to get Fitzgerald. But nonetheless, kind of sitting in that point where he is in a little bit of hurting. But White Trash has McNabb show up, Michael Turner, and Mike Williams from Tampa Bay. Do you believe in Mike Williams? Yeah,
I think Jake's got a good team to try and get back into the Lombardi division. I mean,
it's really, definitely a winnable division right now.
Yeah, I mean to beat Sass or to beat out Thomas Trash to get into that that top spot in the division doesn't seem that far away.
No, and Owens. Second week in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, just to look fantastic. Is this going to be consistent now, you think?
I don't know. He seems to be getting back into the old, I have ideas for the coaches, they don't listen to me mode.
Yeah. Well, if that happens, they're in trouble. Nappy Head versus New Guy. Nappy really only has Phillip Rivers. And let me go ahead and state for the record, I can't stand that guy. Phillip Rivers.
He's arrogant.
Oh, man.
Arrogant.
I mean, in the way he throws, he, pushes the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just ridiculous watching him play. See, he's a big baby, but he's really what Nappy-headed Foe has to really rely on right here. But he just doesn't have any other help.
Right.
Brandon Lloyd is the only other guy, but he's not going to score 30-plus points each week.
Probably not every week, but I mean, Brandon Lloyd seems to be a good top receiver. Yep. He's going to be a top receiver all the way through. Orton's throwing the ball to everybody.
Oh, yeah, he's spreading the field. New Guy has Forte and McCoy just have huge days. And Mercedes Lewis and the Bucks show up for him. That kind of allows him to get the victory.
Yeah, another good Knoll win. New Guy seems to be, settling in with his team now. He's figuring out his lineup. And
still haven't heard from him on the post though. Let's go ahead and make sure that we know that too. Doughboy versus Paper. This game down pretty close to the wire, and Doe made it as competitive as he could, and most people didn't even think he was going to be able to do that.
Yeah, he really battled it through. I'm sure. McLaughlin's got a stat for how many times he's won on Monday nights.
Oh, it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rumor has it 5 different pairs of underwear he's used so far, or 6 actually. But anyway, that said, we have Doughboy needs help besides the Ravens and Roddy White.
Yeah, he's gonna have. I mean, he can't rely on Nick Folk scoring 18 points for him every Monday. So
paper continues to roll, but are you worried about Arian Foster? People starting to really pack in the box. Is that going to matter?
Yeah, without Andre Johnson or somebody to throw to, I mean, I think Mick's going to find that Arian Foster is going to have a hard time scoring 20 points a week, and even getting rushing yards. I think, he's going to have to find a steadier guy to rely
on. And then the last game, Trash Talk versus Nips. Stat here: Trash is 0-3 versus the Nip. And that goes all the way back to the championship game last year. I think Nips has Trash's number.
I think he might be the first guy in the league to have Trash's number.
I mean, it's kind of getting embarrassing for Trash because he was talking a lot of trash. And I'm kind of surprised and almost disappointed that we haven't heard more from Nips on beating Trash. Yeah. I haven't heard a thing from him.
My guess is he's still out throwing himself a party.
Yeah.
He's probably out on a parade route.
No kidding. He's got to do something. But Trash Talk has Chris Johnson again, and help from Harvin. But I mean, his defense, if he doesn't play defense, this game goes to bench points. And I haven't checked the bench points, but his defense got -4 for him.
Yeah, Nips obviously had the right makeup as far as the way to beat Trash. Yep. Hopefully he has
kept it low scoring.
Yep.
So, but anyway, again, that is the wrap up from Week 5. We'll be right back with some previews for Week 6.